hello, and welcome to this season of TCI Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, Yasmin Rigby Blues, and I'd like to start by saying Happy Independence Day, 35th Independence for all the Bahamians out there. Of course, can't go without talking to someone about it. So we got the president of the Bahamian Turks Island Association, Pastor Barbara Cox and Brista. Hello.
Hi.
So tell me, we're at 7:30 in the evening. So how did the day begin for celebrations?
So we had a service this morning at 6 a.m., a prayer breakfast, where we recognized 4 persons: Tanker Williams, Curling Musgrove, Dr. Agnes Hamilton Rappel, and Mr. Blight Duncanson for their contribution in the Bahamas and in the Turks and Caicos Islands. That went very well. At 12 o'clock, we began a cookout at Bayside in Blue Hills, where we served many Bahamian dishes: conch salad, peas and rice, fried chicken, fried fish, conch fritters. And then at 6, we rushed on down to Gustavus Lightbond's gym, where we had a rush out and we began a basketball tournament. Now, for those of you who are listening, we should have a rush out after the tournament. So come on down anytime after 11 to just rush out and have a good Junkanoo shake this Independence Day.
Okay, that sounds like a lot. I mean, how much time went into planning this year?
A lot of planning went into this. What we had to do was to try and find out exactly where everybody was at in terms of their preparation. You know, funding is always a problem. And so basically with the funds that we had, we decided that we wouldn't go as high scale as we did last year, but we would have it more low key this year. And so what we did is we tried to work within the parameters of our funding. And so what you're seeing happening is that we have less of, but we already have a sponsor for next year, and it makes me excited. Because next year we have somebody already committed to us to having a banquet, a fun day, and they said I mustn't worry about the finances. And so I say from now on, I know there's going to be a lot of planning towards that, but again, I'm just so happy that, you know, already the plans are gearing up and people are becoming excited about and looking forward to this event every year.
Okay, prayer breakfast at 6. Now, will this be an annual thing for the association honoring persons?
I don't think it would be for honoring persons, but remember my title, pastor.
Yes.
So that means that whatever day I start with whatever event, as long as I'm here, I'm going to look forward to praising God first. Okay? And so once we give that tribute to God, whatever else happens throughout the day is fine. So I'm hoping that we can continue this tradition, even in the Bahamas. In fact, that Sunday before the actual celebration, we usually have a church service. So even if we don't have it on that morning going forward, once we have it, that's fine with us. So we will always have some thankfulness to God somewhere in there that we can give God thanks for bringing us safe thus far.
How many persons are involved in the association?
Well, the mailing list have like about 50 persons. Active, we have like about 10.
Okay, as with most organizations. And how did you select the 4 persons that were honored?
Well, you know, actually, we had so many plans for last year. I mean, our plans was out of this world for last year. And last year, the highlight was supposed to be this. During the whole ceremony, we were supposed to have this done. And so what we've done, the selection of persons came from that body. And so all we've done this year is to use the recommendations that were made last year and trying to bring it forward this year. Okay, that's all we did this year. And we looked particularly with this, the honorees, we looked at persons who had lived in the Bahamas for a number of years, not just 5, 10, or 50. Most of these people have lived in the Bahamas like 15 to 20, 25 years. Okay, some of them even 30 years. And we looked at what they've done, what they did in the Bahamas, and what they did when they came here.
Mm-hmm.
The kinds of contributions they made since they came back to Turks and Caicos. And we have persons who were born in Turks and Caicos, and we have persons who were born in the Bahamas. And so it's very interesting mix of honorees that you're going to see on July 10th.
Will this tradition continue? I mean, I'm looking at whether or not you will be honoring persons going forward.
Actually, we already had 2 names put forward.
For next year?
For next year.
Okay.
The thing about it is, once you get started and persons see what you're trying to achieve, then persons will ask you, why didn't you honor so and so?
Yes.
Or why didn't you honor this person? And as I said to the individuals who were challenging me, I said, okay, that's 2 names we already have for next year. That you can stand up and say these persons are deserving of being recognized. And so going forward, that's just wonderful for me.
Okay. How long has the association been around?
Well, the association, in my mind, really was birthed last year.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, when I came to Turks and Caicos Islands, I got here in June, and I got here June 11th, and by July 10th, I was having this celebration. So I didn't have much time to do anything.
No.
I didn't hardly even know anyone. And my family really rallied around me during that first year. And all of the funds and stuff basically that was used, that was theirs. Okay? And so I really feel like the association never got started until last year. Because at that point, I felt I had a more mixture of persons who were not my family members being a part of the association, persons coming forward and saying, okay, I'd like to be a part of this. I felt last year we had a great planning group, a great planning committee, and like I said, they had wonderful ideas. And so I think for me, it really started last year.
And now, were you told of previous celebrations that were held?
I think for me, and I hate to dwell on these, but I was told that I was fighting a losing battle.
Really?
Yes, person said that for years, this type of organization had begun in the Turks and Caicos, and they never survived.
Wow.
Every time I put my foot forward, it looked like it was getting chopped off. And but I don't know. In spite of the haters, I still go forward.
Okay.
I go forward believing that we can come together, and that as Bahamian Turks Islanders or Turks Island Bahamians, whatever the case may be, whichever side of the fence we're on, I believe we're one.
Yes.
And in that oneness, I believe we can be united, and I believe I am my brother's keeper. And that's what I go forward with.
Okay. How often does the association meet?
Well, the association meets kind of like when there's an event. And the reason for this, again, I recognize when persons said to me, it was a hard job to keep an association going. There's so many things going on. There's so many different factions, we call them. And this one against that one and the next and so forth. So it's really very difficult. But what the association tries to do is to host small events. We try to keep in contact. When the election 2007 was here, if something Bahamian has come to the Turks and Caicos, we support that.
Yes.
And then again, I don't know if you know that the Bahamian Turks Island Association made a donation to the AIDS Foundation.
Yes.
Okay? And so we're doing little things. Because we're a small body, we don't charge a membership fee. And so what we usually end up doing is using whatever monies that we got from the Independence Day celebration, we use it to put back into the community. Example, even with the upcoming Independence celebration, we were giving monies for the basketball tournament to assist. And so whatever we can assist with, we try to do that. As small as our funds are, we try to use the funds to assist in society in whichever way we can.
Okay, so the association was formed first for the independence celebration last year.
Yes.
And then to continue to help with the country.
Well, we wanted to, I believe, and I saw this happen in the Bahamas, every nationality, no matter where they were from,
Mm-hmm.
always had a celebration from their country.
Yes.
And so I felt that having moved to the Turks and Caicos Islands, I was kind of surprised that the Bahamians had not done anything. That was so unlike us, you know. And so I just jump up and say, let's go.
All
You
right.
know, if you were slow in getting started, then let's go. And then afterwards, this is when I heard that this thing had started before and it just fizzled out. But you know, I'm a very difficult person to put down. You know, I believe a winner never quits.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so I believe in winning, and I will win.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Well, with that, we'll go to a break and we'll be right back to talk more. Our services agents for G&G Shipping offer sailings into Provo twice a week. We ship all cargo from parcels and pallets to container loads, vehicles, and heaving equipment. Our custom brokerage department is always available to clear your shipment promptly. We own and operate a fleet of delivery vehicles and can easily accommodate same-day service. Our Services Limited, taking care of all your shipping needs door to door. For more information, call our office at 941-3267 or 941-5411.
Discount Liquors and Wine Cellars, the Turks and Caicos leading supplier of wine, spirits, and beer for more than 19 years. The island's largest selection of wine from around the world, also representing many of the world's premium spirit brands, as well as the island's #1 beer, Coors Light. So don't forget to come in. Or look online, e-news all summer long. Check out our exciting wine and beer specials.
Blue Notes News and Advertising Production Company is here in the Turks and Caicos to help you remember your precious moments. We produce weddings, funerals, birthdays, special moments, church events, you name it. Our track record speaks for itself on the quality. For more information, call us today at 649-331-6900 or email info@bluenotesinc.com.
Digicel is the way to go, and they are more efficient with their service, even with payment. If they promise you that you're gonna get a text message but your bill, you get that. Or if you like how you sign a contract for open line and you tell them that you don't want to go over the month, they give you that service. So I'm very excited, and Digicel is the way to go.
You too can be a winner with Digicel, the bigger, better network.
Welcome back to TCI Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, Yasmin Rigby Blues, and we're here talking about the Bahamian independence celebrations that are going on right now. And we're talking with Pastor Barbara Cox and Brista. Yes, Yasmin Rigby Blues,
Yes,
Cox
yes,
and Brista.
yes, yes.
All right. Not giving up the last name.
I'm not giving up that last name. I know I say this so much about the Bahamian Textile Association. When I lived in the Bahamas, I couldn't find my people. And so when I came here, they didn't know who I was because I had this foreign last name. And so I used my maiden name.
That's right.
And every time I use my maiden name, everybody knows who I am.
That's right.
And so I go about, I'm Cox, and so they're not sure who I am, but that's all right. That'll be all right. They know who I belong to. And you see, to my mind, that is what it should be about.
Yes.
This getting back to your roots. You know, someone said to me, the reason why they came to the Turks and Caicos Islands and left the Bahamas was because they wanted to find their family. And, you know, my daughter says to me, Mommy, I have so many cousins.
Yes.
You know, she said, every day I meet this cousin, or every week there's a new cousin. Mommy, where we get all these cousins from? And, you know, it goes back to our heritage. My parents, their parents, and their parents,
Yes.
and their parents.
Yes.
I did a search, and it's like, hey, 5 generations of, on both sides.
Yes.
Go back to the Turks and Caicos Islands. And so, you know, it's great to be here, and I plan to stay.
Good. Would you say that the local association is linked with the heritage in Freeport?
Yes.
Okay.
I can say that safely now.
Okay, safely now. You
I
couldn't
can-
say it safely before.
I couldn't say that safely before.
Okay.
But I can say that safely now. You know, again, I must say this, and you know, I give God praise. When we began, we were together. But as you know, anything has its glitches.
Yeah.
And so last year we suffered or glitched.
Yeah.
But you know what? I had a bishop that says when they draw a circle that leaves you out, you draw a bigger circle that brings them in.
Yes.
Okay, that includes them. And I can say the circle was drawn. And you know, when people see your heart
Yes.
and you love people with a genuine love, and they recognize that you can win anybody. And so I can say the glitch was covered with love.
Okay. So we'll have more information coming forward about the Heritage big celebration this year that's going on. I mean, because they've been going on for, what, 10, 12 years now?
Yes, yes. The Heritage, the arm of the Heritage, which you would find. In fact, it's so funny. I have an envelope in my bag that says Barbara Cox and Bristol